It's all right. Devil May Cry. My name is San. Welcome back. We're talking about the Devil May Cry anime. It's okay. I just want to give my thoughts on it. Because I've been seeing all these reviews and such. And mostly it's been kind of like completely polarizing. It's like one side or the other. You either really like it or you really dislike it. And there's just so much like, I've been saying so much like hate, like a civil war. It's insane to think about. But yeah, I was just gonna go and give my thoughts, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I want to see out of the future. But yeah, let's get started. Let's preface this by saying I am a really big Devil May Cry fan. I love it, love the series. I've loved it forever. Been playing it since I was a kid, and I mean, like I thought the show was good. I mean, like I thought it was okay, and I think it's really good for the series, this show, because it'll bring in a lot more new people. It can broaden like the audience, even though Devil May Cry wasn't really, it used to be kind of niche, but now it's a lot more popular now, ever since like 5 got it like a lot more attention. And it's getting out there, so it's getting more popular. This could lead to Devil May Cry 6 if they're not working on it already. I don't think that they are. I've seen people saying that Devil May Cry 6 is in the works, but I don't believe that, honestly. I don't think that's true. I think I've heard Dan Southworth, the voice of Virgil in the game, he said that he was working on a project where he had to do something similar to a Devil May Cry voice, or a Virgil voice, which is cool, but I don't think that's I don't think it's anything new. So I'll just kind of like stay partial until we find out anything new, like like a trailer or anything like that. But without further ado, let's go. It's okay. I thought it was I thought it was a good mid show. I mean, that's mid is not bad. Mid is not bad. I think a lot of people take that into like, they hear mid and they think it's like I'm slandering the show and thinking it's garbage. No, mid is mid. We've got scale of 1 through 10. We're not doing a grading system. We're just scale of 1 through 10. 10 being the perfect show, and 0 being like it's abhorrent, disgusting. I don't ever want to watch it again. It's mid. It's a good 5. It's a good 5 for me. I think it's okay. Let's get started with things that I like. The show, I think the choreography is like done really well. I think the animation is done really well. A lot of people complain about the CGI. I don't really mind it too much. CGI is okay to me. I mean, it was noticeable, but it's not the worst thing for me. I think this, if the CGI is like noticeable, that's like one of the like kind of like one of those nitpicks that I can worry about later. But everything else was good. Like the animation was good. Voice acting was great. I loved Johnny Young Bosch's like Dante. He in my heart will always be Nero, but him doing the voice of Dante just fit really well. Like I didn't even have to adjust to it. Like just turning on the show and watching it, I could just recognize, hey, that is Dante right there. I will not like just, I instantly recognized it, and that I'm cool with that. Every other voice actor was amazing. They did really well in the show, and that was good. It was really good. That was another highlight of the the show, I guess. Another highlight, what was it? I had it in my mind, I just lost it. Give me a second, I'm trying to think. Had it. Soundtrack. Yeah, soundtrack was really good. It was very Devil May Cry-esque. Devil May, like, you just got the rock, heavy metal, all that stuff like that. It was good. I love the soundtrack. I actually got Afterlife on my Spotify right now, so like it is really good. Evanescence come in clutch again, as always. I love that. I went crazy. Afterlife was so good. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, that's about where it ends for positives. Yeah, it's in terms of negatives, here, how do I say this? I think how to say, I don't know how to it's hard to explain for me. It's hard to explain my reasoning for a lot of things. I wish I could just like mind link to you guys, and so like you could like hear exactly what I think, and then it might be coming off better. But I thought there were a lot, like after seeing a lot of people mention it, there were a lot of inconsistencies with the shows, like plot inconsistencies. I could probably like, for some of them, I could, I could chalk it up to be plot, being plot, but it's just a lot of things that were just like really off. But it's nothing that's too bad, but I could definitely like notice it in the sense that somebody else brought it up and I'm like, yeah, that kind of doesn't really make sense. So but yeah, we'll forget about that. I think Dante was done really well. I mean, he is more of like a secondary main character of the series, or I mean of the season, but it's not bad. I don't mind it. Devil May Cry 3, it was like a Lady and Dante type of thing. Even though you were playing as Dante, you got a lot of Lady because she was also a main character in the game. So I didn't mind that. Lady being more of the focused main character, because they kind of bounce between the two of them. So she was all right. I'm not even gonna beat it a dead horse. Her swearing was really annoying. She swore every like 2 seconds, and I heard somebody say that that was a thing in the game, and I gotta just question if they ever played Devil May Cry 3 at all, because that's not what she did. And Lady, I think her character was okay. I am more on the I don't really like her as much as I want to kind of scale, because she kind of leans more into the Mary side of her. She, like, I don't know how to explain. She isn't going by Lady. Like, she didn't kind of like hates her name in the game. She hates being called Mary because of I mean, she recognizes it as her name, and she won't like, she doesn't kind of like denounce it or anything, but she kind of doesn't really like the name Mary because that's the name she got from her father. Her father went crazy, killed her mom in search of power, and boom, she kind of just hates all demons and everything all like that. So her being kind of so okay with that name kind of just irks me. I assume they're gonna fix that in like season 2. For sure they're gonna do that, because season 2, I can already see it right now. Season 2, they're probably gonna have her just like go AWOL against Darkcom, and she will just kind of like, she will completely denounce herself as Mary and be like, oh, I'm Lady. Kind of, that's what I'm kind of seeing. So we're just gonna get that. Boom, that's that. So I can kind of like get past it, but like I don't know, like you'd think that she would act an extremely similar way to how she did in the game, because her dad essentially hit the same beats as her dad in the game. Her dad going crazy for power, killing her mom, essentially. You think that would kind of work out the same way, but no. Mary, or Lady, sorry, I'm saying Mary now. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. No, Lady kind of just she is a lot less revenge driven on it. I don't know if she ever killed her dad. I don't think she did in the game, or no, not in the game. In the show. I'm getting them mixed up now. I'm getting distracted. Oh, okay. Anyways, so she didn't kill him in the show. I assume maybe that'll come back in the future, and then that'll be the true turning point. Maybe they'll do something like that in season 2. But we can't just keep saying, oh, season 2 will fix everything. So we gotta talk about season 1. That's kind of how I left off thinking about Lady. Like, oh, they're setting up a lot for her, so her character doesn't feel as finished in season 1. So that's kind of my thought. Another thing I didn't like, Virgil. I love Virgil. I love me Virgil. I do love Dante more. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I do like Dante more than Virgil. But Virgil is working for Mundus. That is really interesting and weird, considering Virgil, he's no stranger to wanting to get power, and I guess working with Mundus would get that power. But the problem is, Virgil knows about his past. He knows that he's following in his father's footsteps to be better than his father, and but he does have his blocks. He's not gonna work for Mundus, the guy who sent the demons to attack his mother and his brother, and killed his mom, and killed, like, I don't know if they killed Sparta. They took Sparta away and got rid of him or something. Yeah, so like I don't know why he'd actively actively been working under Mundus. Maybe in the show they did something where it's like he was already under control from Mundus, but he realized him and Mundus kind of both realized the severity slash the concern that revolves around the humans being able to like just carpet bomb everything in hell. So maybe that'll be the reason why he's able to just kind of like set aside their differences. Maybe he's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I don't like those humans because they're bombing everything. So we're gonna truce for now, but we're gonna fight. So maybe that's what they're doing. Either way, I don't really like it. It kind of doesn't help his character in a way, because Virgil is supposed to be like this character, he loses to Dante in 3. If you haven't played the games, I'm sorry, this is a bit of a spoiler, but they've been out for forever, so go play them. They're on sale on Steam right now. Gotta go get them and play them right now. But Virgil in 3 loses to Dante, goes down to hell, tries to fight Mundus. Mundus beats his ass, and then Virgil gets enslaved by him. And this kind of, as Nello Angelo, Dante comes back in 1, beats Virgil. Virgil kind of comes out of the mind control and then explodes. Not really. He just gets, he gets beat up like really bad. So, all that trauma from working under Mundus is kind of lingering with Virgil, and that is like a pivotal thing in in Devil May Cry 5. So, that is just like a really unique way of talking about Virgil, because that era for Virgil is like really important to his his life, his character. I know the anime is not going to be doing everything one for one, obviously, and I know it's its own retelling of the story. It's like an alternate timeline kind of. So I can't really go on too harsh about it, but it is really interesting that they would go that route for his character. And I'll just have to wait and see, because obviously he wasn't shown that much in season 1, so I won't really care too much. I see a lot of people also talking about how Dante was nerfed in this season, and I'm gonna be honest, I do not care. Dante in this point in the anime, it's essentially Devil May Cry -3. So like he is before everything, and Devil May Cry 3 would be like way after this, because I mean you got the characters Lady, you got Virgil, you got Dante, but you got even Arkham to an extent, but no, this is way before. Dante isn't even into his like demon killing like groove yet. So I mean he's got nice, he's nice with it, but he doesn't even recognize that he's a demon. He's not even just like, he's not even, he needs to grow into himself more for him to be more at that Devil May Cry 3 stage in his life. So I do not really care about the fact that he was a little bit nerfed and a little bit weaker, because if he was too strong, I love me my OP protagonist, but judging by where this is at in the story, I do not want him to be too strong, because obviously that kind of leads me to another like nitpick. Again, it's nothing wrong with it, but like he always did get caught off guard a lot. Again, he's inexperienced. This is like early Dante, so I can't really complain too much. But getting hit with a bag in the face, kind of like staggering him, that kind of like threw me off a little bit. I mean, like, that threw me off, but like I can just kind of be like, maybe Dante got hit by something in his eye and that's what hit him. But it's okay. Him, I've seen somebody talk about like, how is he being restrained by these weak ass weapons that Darkom's using, like a taser. Even though the bullets he can shrug off, he can get shot point blank in the chest and he'd be okay. Taser. I assume, I'm just gonna chalk it up to like Darkom having like anti-devil stun guns or tasers or whatever. That's all I can guess. I'm not gonna go any deeper into it. I'll just kind of assume, for the benefit of the doubt, that's what's going on there, and I just leave it at that. And that kind of like leaves me with my last gripe about the show. It was the ending. I don't think the ending was that satisfying, I'm gonna be honest. Here's my reasoning for it. They beat the bad guy, They got everything all done, so there's you know, they ended that in that sense. But the thing is, they kind of spent no time talking about the like resolution, and just went straight into setting up a lot for season 2. How I saw it was that they beat the bad guy. That should be like, you know, kind of it, and they should kind of like lead into like, oh, all this stuff is going to happen in season 2. But instead they do a lot of like the beginning of this stuff, so like them, the US bombing hell. That, I feel like they spent a lot of time just setting up stuff for like season 2, to the point where like it overshadows the ending of season 1. It's not bad, especially since, you know, it makes sense that, you know, US would kind of like try to take care of this threat as fast as possible. But I don't think they could have done it. They should, I feel like they shouldn't have done it now, because it just like overshadows, again, it overshadows everything in like the end of season 1, because they beat the guy and then immediately cuts to like, hell is real, we've got a portal, we've got demons, we'll take care of it, guys. So they just start bombing everything. Like they did leave no time to worry about it, because like Dante and Lady beat not Arkham, the White Rabbit. They beat the White Rabbit, and then immediately Dante gets tased, or like he gets sedated or something. So he gets knocked out, and then immediately cuts to like, hell is real, we're gonna bomb everything, get rid of hell, bye. And then they do everything, like a bunch of like setup. They spend like a good like 5 minutes talking about, or not talking, but kind of going over everything that's kind of come up in the future. So that kind of just feels a little off. They could have like, I feel like it would have been better if they just did like a season 2 episode like 1 or 2, you know, them doing all that stuff in episode 1 or 2. But, you know, again, I'm not a showrunner. I can't tell you what's gonna happen in the show, and I can't tell you what's gonna happen in season 2. So I'm not gonna just kind of like, oh, season 2 will fix it, season 2 is gonna do this and that. So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it just was a little bit unsatisfying to me. So I guess I assume other people won't feel the same way, but that's how I feel about it, and my opinion's right. No, I'm just playing. No, it's like, it's just one of those things that got me, but it wasn't bad overall. I think the show is really just, truly just, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not overtly bad. It's not crazy good, but it is just a serviceable show. If you are new to the series, you will not have too many problems with watching it, other than the fact, you know, there are a couple of like plot inconsistencies, all that stuff. You know, it's not like the best Devil May Cry has been at, but you know, it's okay. You can watch it. I feel like honestly, it is a really similar situation as the reboot Devil May Cry DMC, but it's not. Both of those are not bad. You can get away with liking both of them, but I don't know, the landscape of like social media and like all these like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, that's like, they're so polarizing. I've seen it mostly on TikTok, but like a lot of people have been like just kind of like at odds with each other. This is like, so it makes me so mad and upset that it's happening to Devil May Cry, my beloved series. We used to be so like chill about it, but ever since the anime came out, everybody's just been arguing about whether or not, the show, if you don't like it, you're not a true fan. If you like it, you're not a true fan. It kind of just goes into that like that civil war of the series. And you know, I just like, I'm sitting here on the sidelines just like, oh my god, we're gonna burn it, like we're gonna die, because like all of us are just like just arguing so much. It's just gonna like come crashing down at some point. It makes me sad that we can't just accept the show. You know, we can't respect other people's opinions. Obviously, that's number one. Unfortunately, that's the internet. You know, what can you do? It's gonna be that way. But you know, it's not that bad. You know, we can like different things. That's nothing wrong with that. It's gonna happen. You know, you don't want to be around like-minded people all the time. You want to have some variety. There's nothing wrong with having differing opinions. We just gotta respect them. Like that's it. So I think this is, it's okay. It's an okay show, and even though it's okay, I think this is really good for the series. You know, like Devil May Cry, it's getting so many more. I think I already said this already, but it's getting a lot more audience. It's getting a lot more like fans, newcomers, bringing people in to get more acquainted with the show. This will get or the series. This will get like more attention, and it's really good for us because it could lead us to getting a DMC6 possibly. Unfortunately, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The Hideaki Itsuno. He has left Capcom, unfortunately, but you know, maybe we can still get some of that DMC goodness in the future. So, like, that's what I'm waiting for. And you know, this show is good for it because it's, you know, bringing a lot more people. That's good. That's nothing is bad about that. Unfortunately, you know, we'll bring in some toxic fans, but it's not like there weren't already toxic fans in anything. There's gonna be toxic fans everywhere. We just gotta deal with it, you know? We just gotta be respectful as much as we can, and you know, just kind of like work around it. You know, it's not, we can't avoid it. It's something that's always gonna happen, but you know, just gotta take it on the chin and work with it. That essentially kind of leads up all my talking points about the show. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think. I enjoy talking about stuff like this because I'm really passionate about shows and like the series that I like. You know, Devil May Cry, Dragon Ball. I already did a thing about Daima like a little bit ago. I was already talking about it, but I enjoy talking about this stuff. You know, I want to talk to other people about it too, but you know, I'm not saying none of my friends watch it, but like my friends don't watch some of the stuff sometimes, so like I kind of just gotta talk to avoid. I'm sending my voice out to you guys. You guys let me know. I love talking about it, so I can talk about you guys. You know, I can talk to you guys about it. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a good rest of your night, morning, evening. Doesn't matter as long as it's good. I'll catch you in the next one. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll figure it out. Bye.